Time to get suited up. Hello, my wonderful peoples. How are you today? I'm not gonna start cooking anything till around 3. Still got 20 minutes. Bye. Are you guys excited to learn how to make curry? I think I'm gonna turn another light on. I think so. There we go. Just gonna let everyone know that I'm going live right now. And I might get started early. Live on Twitch from 3 to 6 p.m. Maybe 5:30. Check it out here. And if you miss it, it'll be saved on there for 2 weeks. We're going Thai today. You guys ever eaten any curries before? And if so, what's your favorite one? Boom. Right. Now back to my wonderful peoples. Are we ready? You guys want to kind of see how I have things set up here? I'll show you around with the camera. Sorry if it's a little wobbly, but it's only my second stream. So I got all my chicken here. I have a mix of thighs and breasts, just so it doesn't get too dried out. And oh hey, compost bin in the sink. And then all my veg is set up here beside me. And then if we go over here, I don't know how long this cord is. I have my rice, coconut oil, my curry pot, my rice pot, and my Brussels sprout pot. And then all of the condiments that I'm gonna need after. That all is called mise en place, which means everything in its place. That's definitely something very important when you're about to step in to a professional kitchen. So that's kind of how I cook. I'm also gonna grab, or just leave this open, my salt and pepper, just in case. $2:45. I started a little bit earlier yesterday too, but I know that this stuff's not gonna take very long today. So we can just chill out. Maybe we can say hi to the doggo. Doggo, hi. Hi, Bashi. Just waiting beside the chicken. Of course, right? She knows the important things. Okay, it's perfect. Get all my knives together. I'm so excited. Who loves Thai food? I think I'm gonna go into a little bit of background on the Massaman curry now, just because I think it's pretty interesting. I first had it in Thailand, but I found out that it's not actually native to Thailand. It was actually brought there by the Muslims. So it was originally called Massaman, so Musliman curry. And the first ever recorded recipe was a chicken massaman curry, which we're making today, but it had bitter orange juice in it. I mean, I'm not putting orange juice in mine today, but you definitely could. I mean, who knows, maybe I think it'll need the orange juice later and I'll just add a bit, but it's totally your preference. And then also, due to its Muslim roots, it doesn't usually have pork in it. So it's usually made with chicken, but you can also put beef or duck or lamb. I've made a beef one before and it's really, really good once the fat melts into it. It gets super rich. And then also the flavors of the curry come from spices not frequently used in Thai. So cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, star anise, cumin, bay leaves, and nutmeg. Those all would have been brought to Thailand from South Asia and the Middle East. And then lastly, the traditional way to make the curry is to fry the paste, which I have right here. This wonderful stuff. In the coconut cream or milk. And then you add everything else in after. So that's what we're gonna do today. Except I'm gonna fry the carrots and onions a little bit beforehand just to get some color on, because that also develops extra flavor. Another distinct ingredient in the curry is potatoes and also peanuts. So both of those together make it very rich and nutty. It's almost like a one pot meal. Like you don't have to have rice with it because it has potatoes. And I definitely love it for that reason. So, ingredient list today. We have chicken, onion, carrot, kabocha squash, curry paste. I'm using a red one. You can use yellow. I wouldn't use green so much for this because it's a little bit too light in flavor. Coconut milk, peanuts, a couple of spices, which are star anise and cinnamon, which don't usually go into any other Thai curries. And then we're gonna do some jasmine rice, Brussels sprouts, and we'll finish those Brussels sprouts with butter and maple syrup. So it'll give a nice sweetness to the spiciness of the dish. I thought that would be a good accompaniment. I know it's not very Thai, but let's just stick with our Canadian roots for this one. And the timeline for this meal, I'm gonna say 2 hours start to finish, but I think you could definitely do it a lot faster than that. It just takes me a while to explain everything as I go, and I definitely don't want to rush for you guys. So if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks, Zorift. How are you doing today? How's everyone doing? Welcome to Cook with Kate. It's my second stream. So bear with me, but I think I have the handle of everything. I was a professional chef for the last 7 years and decided to just take a change in my career route and start cooking from home and help people with what they think they don't know in the kitchen, because I think it's very easy. And as long as you explain everything, I think you guys will start to learn a lot more and enjoy cooking a lot more at home. Very important. I'm gonna get started. I know there's only 3 of you in here, but I'm not gonna make you wait around. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut my onion, and I also have 3 carrots that are gonna go in. So this pot of curry is probably gonna make 8 to 10 portions. I always like to cook my meals double so that my people have a lunch for the next day. And I'm also gonna move my camera just down to the cutting board so you guys can watch how I cut things and learn different knife skills. There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Whereabouts are you located, Zorift? So whenever you're cutting an onion, always cut the ends off first and then cut it in half. It's a lot easier to peel that way. Portugal, awesome. Yeah, we're pretty far away. I'm on Vancouver Island, so kind of the other side of the world. Do you do a cooking stream as well, Zorift? I might start crying from the onion. It's gonna get a little bit emotional. This ain't no staged cooking show though. Tears are allowed. Well, I hope that I can inspire you to start your stream. I got mine going within 2 weeks, so just do your research. Don't rush through it. Definitely know what you want to do with your stream and go from there. Get someone working on your graphics for you shouldn't be too expensive either. That's what I was going for. I wasn't getting paid very much as a chef. I don't know why, but Canada just has pretty low wages for that trade. So I got sick of working really hard for no pay, and I decided to do something different. I just left my job one day and decided to do this. I'm giving myself about 6 more months to see if it takes off, and then I might have to do something else after that. I'm going for a small dice here on the onion and carrot. Can you guys kind of see how I'm cutting it? Always keep your index finger on the knife blade. It's a good thing the camera's not on my face right now because I'm totally crying from the onion. Okay, that's good. I'm just gonna put it in my bowl here. Okay, I know I said small dice on the carrot, but I don't want it to go mushy within like an hour, so I think I'm gonna keep it bigger. So I always like to cut my carrots in half first and go from there. It definitely helps when you have a really sharp knife. I know this is kind of sketchy for most people, but trust your knife and let gravity do most of the work. See, I'm crying. Okay, using your restaurant, that would be so fun. I thought about doing it, just taking a GoPro in one day on the line and putting the chesty on, but I was always scared that I would like ruin it by burning it or something. You always want your carrots to be the same size so that they'll cook evenly and you don't have some mushy ones and some hard ones. I might have to do a stream in a restaurant still. I think that would be fun. I just have to find somewhere that would let me do that. I also want to do some IRL streams at farmers markets and stuff when summertime comes around. So here's our veg all ready to go. And the next thing I'm gonna cut up is the squash, which this is pretty hard to cut usually, so we'll see how it goes. Might have to get a bigger knife out. I always cut that part off first so I have a flat bottom. And then it won't slide around. I don't know about that piece though. Oh, it's not bad. Yay. Beautiful. This is a locally grown squash. I always love to use as much local ingredients as possible. I feel like that's very important. A lot of people have gotten away from that thing. Not everything is accessible at all times. I'm just gonna scoop out the seeds over here. I'm still here. clean, good to go. Get that seed off of there. Now I'm gonna cut off this the top of the stem. Peel it as best as I can. Kabocha, the skin is actually pretty tender when you cook it. I've just never done it in a curry, so I don't know how it would turn out. But it looks like this is peeling okay, so we'll just keep peeling it. Thanks for being so active in the chat. It's nice to have someone to actually talk to. Usually just talking to myself, and that's okay. I also have a little sous chef, my dog's in here with me, so she's a good vacuum cleaner and snacker. This is like one of the hardest squashes to peel. What's your favorite thing to cook? Or do you have any Portuguese specialties? That little bit of green, that's okay. That's not gonna hurt anybody. Nice. Get all that stuff off. So same style as the carrots. We want to keep those a little bit bigger because we don't want them to go mushy. So I'm just going to do slices along here. And then this end piece, we're gonna cut up as well. Then I'm just gonna start slicing these up. To save yourself time, always cut more than one piece of something at one time. Like, there's no way that you can be a chef and just cut like one squash at a time. Like, no one's gonna pay you to do that. We're just programmed to be so efficient. But that's one thing I have to remember with my people watching, is that most people don't know this stuff. Or just don't even push their own limits to want to do that. The last of it. So I'm not gonna put the squash in with the carrots and onion though, because I want to saute those first. So I just need to grab a bowl for that. Washing my hands. Put this back up now. Good. So I'm gonna turn on my curry pot now onto medium-high heat. And I'm also gonna put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in it. So I have this like huge jar that we get, super good. I wanna stay with the coconut theme today, which is why I'm using that. But you could also use olive oil or canola oil, whatever you have laying around. I wouldn't use butter because that'll burn before your veg cooks. Turn on the fan, always. Good. And the last thing I have to do for the curry is just like cut up some of the chicken. But the thighs with the skin on, I'm gonna brown them in the pot a little bit first. And I'm gonna leave them whole because I feel like that's gonna keep a lot of flavor in if I take the bone out. I don't wanna do that. So that's how that's gonna go. You know what? I love this kitchen. I didn't wanna say it, but I actually moved back into my parents' house because they had such a nice kitchen. It's amazing to use. And you know what? My dad built it all. I'm so proud of him. So I'm gonna move my camera down again. Leave the chicken in bite-sized pieces. I mean, you never want to use a knife when you're eating a curry, right? It should always be able to fit in your mouth without it being awkward to chew. And I'm using this little plastic cutting board so that I don't have to wash my nice wood one while I'm doing all this stuff. Always clean the chicken tender off first. Just into 2 pieces. Have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll definitely follow you back once I get off. And I hope that you start up your stream. I hope I inspired you today. Now I just have to find out who else is in here with me. My little silent watchers. You see my oil, it's smoking. I'm gonna put the veg in. That's when you know. Turn it up. Now I'm gonna reuse this bowl to put my chicken in, because I don't like making a lot of dishes. Onto my little chicken thighs. know a lot of people just love chicken breast for some reason. They think it's very healthy, but it doesn't have very much flavor. Whenever you're making like a stew or a soup or a curry, always try and mix in some thighs. Dark meat will always give you a more rich flavor in the end. The veg is gonna cook in the pot for probably a good 10 minutes. I wanna get some really nice color on it before I put the curry paste in. And then I'll put the chicken, the skin on size in like a minute or two. I'm just washing my knife, getting all the chicken stuff off of it. I don't feel like spreading salmonella around. And I'm gonna turn down the fan after. Sorry guys. I just didn't think my pot would smoke that much. All clean. I can put this up. Oh, hello. Hello. Give this a stir. Oh. I'm just gonna move the veg over in the pot a little bit so I can fit those chicken thighs in. Nestle them in there. You should definitely hear a sizzle when you put them in. And if you don't, then your pan is not hot enough. Okay, next I can put all my chicken in here. Just washing my hands again, guys. I can't help it. I gotta stay clean. Crooked. So keep those chicken thighs skinned down. You really want to get that flavor on the skin there. If I really want to get scientific on you, it's called the Maillard reaction. So anytime you brown meat or veg, that's your sugars caramelizing, and that's what gives you all the flavor. Okay, so chicken's gonna go over here by the squash. Grab some tongs. Yum. It's already browning up really nice. So all of the stuff for our curry is pretty much set. I had like 8 portions of chicken that were 4 ounces each. I cut up the onion, I cut up the carrots. I had 3 carrots, 1 small kabocha squash. Then over here, I have half a cup of red curry paste. And then 2 cans of coconut milk, which are hiding here behind the squash. Some star anise and cinnamon. And then some peanuts that I roasted earlier. Most people buy theirs already roasted, but these ones weren't. So I prepared myself. Keep stirring this stuff around to get it nice and golden brown. I'm going to check my chicken thighs. Deadly. I'll show you that, how they look so far. Yum! So I'm going to turn that one over. Ouch. Sometimes things burn you in the eye. That's the risk you've got to be willing to take. Whew. Okay. So I can start cleaning all of these Brussels sprouts while I wait for my veg to brown, because these take pretty long. I know they're a pain in the butt, but they're so delicious after. And you know what? I'm just gonna go turn up the music a little bit. I'm gonna move my camera down so you guys can watch me cut these as well. So the way that I do it, I always cut the end off first and then cut it in half and just put it aside. And then once you have a bunch done, like I'm gonna do this whole lot here, then I'm gonna pick through the halves and separate out the ends and stuff like that. I just find it a lot easier than doing it one by one. And my dog is coming over now because she loves Brussels sprouts and somehow always knows when I'm cutting them. I'll see if I can throw one to her and get her in the shot. Do you hear that sizzling? I really hope you do. It's like music to my ears. Just gonna go check that stuff. Onions and carrots are almost there. The outside is just starting to brown. I'm gonna take out the chicken thighs, and it's okay to put them into this bowl. Everything's gonna be cooked again. I just wanna have more surface area for my veg to brown. And also, it'd be kind of awkward to like stir in the curry paste and stuff with those big chicken thighs in there. So I'm gonna spread that back out. It's like just browning on the bottom. We're almost there. This will build a lot more flavor in your curry compared to just throwing in the onions and carrots after. But we'll keep doing stuff as we cook. So it's all about being productive. And sometimes I dance too, sorry. It's a habit. At the last job that I was just working at before Christmas, the amount of Brussels sprouts that I had to clean one day, like the case, I could probably fit in the box. And I had to cut that much just for one day. So busy during Christmas season. But we did a really nice variation on them. We did them with roasted apples and walnuts. Super good. Okay, so remember I said I was gonna pick through. So you can like easily see any imperfections now. And pretty much whatever leaves fall off, that's okay. Unless they look okay. Because then you can stick them in, and you know what? That's what makes it really crispy on the outside. These are actually really nice Brussels sprouts. We lucked out this time. I'm gonna set that up tonight. Then I don't have to keep going back and forth. So curry paste is going in. This looks heaping, but I just didn't smash it down. This one it's pretty mild. I don't know what kind of curry paste you guys get where you are. But I know the spice level on it. I've used it before, and I definitely feel comfortable with putting in half a cup. If you don't like spicy curries, I would suggest making your own curry paste and not putting as much chilies in. I'm also gonna turn the heat down to like 5 instead of 6 now, and start to mix in the paste with the veg. Stir it for about, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes. As soon as it starts to stick to the bottom of the pan, you can add the coconut milk. So mine is always like super hard on top. That's the coconut cream, so I'm gonna scoop that off first to kind of fry the curry paste in it. And then you'll find the liquid underneath. Like, look at that. Oh, heaven. Give that a stir before the next one comes in. Just so I can deglaze the pot. Next one. Yum. It smells so good already. This was like definitely my go-to meal in Thailand once I learned what it was. On my first day in Thailand, I got a red curry and it was so spicy. I could feel it gurgling in my stomach. And the next day was not good. I did not leave the room. I was so sick. That kind of hurt me for a bit with curries, so then I stuck to Massamans because they were a lot more mild. So you should be able to get all of your delicious brown goodness off the bottom of your pan now. That's all of your flavor that's going to be going in. Make sure to definitely scrape it all off before you continue cooking, because that could easily burn on after. And if you cook it for an hour, then everything will taste burnt. So my pot's all clean. Now I'm gonna add like the coconut juice that was left over. And I'm also gonna fill it with water after I put in the squash and the chicken. Be careful, don't burn yourself. And then we still have to put in the star anise and the cinnamon. Don't forget that. That's like a staple in this dish. So I think I'm gonna put in 3 pods. So like 3 whole pods. You can easily overpower something with star anise, so go small at first. And cinnamon, I'm gonna do a teaspoon. I'm not using a recipe at all for this. I'm just cooking it how I think it should be. Keep in mind it's going to reduce as it cooks, right? So don't add too little of water, else it'll get too thick after. Give that one more stir. Good. Turn that down again. Oh, also, so some of these peanuts are gonna be for garnish. I'm gonna add like half of them in now. Just to get a little bit of nutty flavor throughout. Yum. And you also probably noticed I didn't add any salt yet. I'm not gonna do that because it's gonna reduce, so we might end up with something super salty. And I'd rather not thin it out with water at the end. I'd rather just let it cook properly and then season it at the end. Now, back to our Brussels. We're doing pretty good for time here, I think. What is it? 3:30? I've only been going for 45 minutes and the curry's already on. This is like one of those mindless tasks that you kind of just have to zone into. It shouldn't feel like a chore. Like, it should be nice and relaxing. I know you'll probably think I'm crazy when I say this, but... Oh! Hashi! That's a dog snack. Doing dishes in a commercial kitchen is like so soothing. I don't know why. It's another one of those mindless tasks. But like doing dishes at home, way different. Like, you will not catch me wanting to do dishes at home. Which is why I always try and make recipes with not a lot of dishes. I like my one-pot meals, that's for sure. Okay, ready? We're gonna see if Posh... My dog's name is Posh, by the way. If she wants to catch it. I threw it past her. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible sister. So the curry is gonna come up to a simmer probably in about 5 minutes or so. And we're gonna simmer that, like, don't boil it at all. Just let it simmer for a good 40 minutes. If it was beef, you might have to do a little bit longer because it'll be tougher, but keeping it low and slow for the chicken, it should be okay. I don't think it'll dry out at all. Especially with the chicken thighs in there and with how much coconut cream and oil we put. It's gonna be delicious. These are some of the easiest Brussels sprouts I've ever cleaned. Like, there's nothing to even pick off. Okay, so now we have our little discard pile here. Which I'm just gonna throw into the compost. I know it looks like a lot of waste, but it's not that bad. It's just a bunch of leaves and stuff that probably had like worms crawling on them anyways. Now I'm gonna dump out the rest on this side so that I can put the other ones in my bowl. Don't roll away. Boom. Then just scrape that in. I'm left-handed, so I always work right to left. I don't know if anyone's noticed that yet. And I'm also gonna give this a stir. So it's just starting to bubble on the outside. Once again, do not boil this. Your chicken will go really tough and dry. Is everyone having a good day today? I definitely am. I didn't do much this morning. I always do grocery shopping for a week at a time. So I did that. Came home, had some lunch, and then got things ready for you guys. Still a little bit weird not being in a professional kitchen every day and having my mind in 1,000 places, but it's nice to slow down and just cook at home and enjoy your time. And hopefully everyone learns something from me. That's the main reason why I'm doing this. There's a lot of satisfaction at the end of the day when you put an amazing meal on the table for people that you love. Well, I would hope so. There could be one time when you make something not so good, but that's how you learn too, right? You have to make those mistakes. But that comes with anything in life. I have to say I was pretty hesitant of getting in front of a camera. But then I thought about it. It's not any different than teaching one of my younger cooks how to do something. It's just the person that I'm talking to is not right in front of me with a face. We're almost there. Let the picking begin. May I add that these Brussels sprouts are also grown locally, which is amazing. I have to say, moving to BC from Alberta, you definitely have longer growing season and more access to a lot of fresh vegetables all the time and fruits. And that's one thing that I can't wait to do in the summer is to get my garden going. Living in Vancouver, I was just living in an apartment with my boyfriend, and there was no space even on the balcony to grow a garden or anything, and that's something that I really love to do. I definitely missed that last summer. I was able to take care of the garden at work though. We had bees in the parking lot, so we had a pretty nice garden which they could pollinate and have fun in, and I always took care of that for us. I would pick a bunch of herbs or kale to use in the restaurant for specials and stuff like that. just simmering. I'm gonna turn it down to super low. Just like 2, maybe even lower on your stove top. You want everything to slowly kind of melt together. Yum. And I think I want to taste it in a little bit once I'm done picking these Brussels sprouts. Definitely excited to make these maple Brussels sprouts tonight. I really like how the maple syrup and the butter kind of caramelize around them. It's a much different taste compared to just like throwing bacon in it or whatever, right? Then you don't really taste the Brussels sprout. This way, the syrup, the sweetness, kind of cuts that harsh cabbagey flavor that they have sometimes. And the Thai people always put some sort of cabbage in their curries. So I thought this would be a good side dish, and I'm putting my own spin on it. I know some people that I've made these Brussels sprouts for, they said they hated Brussels sprouts. And then they ate these ones and they're like, oh, well, I think I can eat Brussels sprouts. It's a good converter. I'm just gonna turn this up again. And it's very simple. Like, it's just Brussels sprouts, butter, and maple syrup, and a little bit of oil. Those are done. I feel like I'm like speeding through this today. I thought the curry would take me a lot longer to make than it did. But that's okay, I can just chat with you guys. So those are all done. Curry is perfect. It's not even boiling at all now. I'm just gonna wipe my knife off on my board. Super important to keep everything clean after you finish a task. That way there's no cross-contamination. Sorry, I just had to turn the music down a bit. I feel like I was yelling over it. So we're like 3/4 through our meal, and I didn't want to make the rice too early because I like to just make it and then have my people walk in and we can eat. But I could make it early. I know we'll be pouring the hot curry over it, so we won't really have to reheat the rice once it's done. I definitely want to cook that with you guys today because I do it a special way where it comes out super fluffy. I mean, it's not my special way. I learned it off of an Indian person, so I want to share that with you guys because it's not going to be that soggy, sticky rice that most people eat. But I already have it measured out, so I'm only gonna make like just over 2 cups, which will probably give us like 4.5 cups once it's cooked. And I'm not even doing anything fancy with it. I'm just boiling it with water because we have enough flavor in the curry already. We don't want to confuse our palate too much. Maybe I'm just gonna take a sec to pop onto Facebook and see who's active right now. I think on Sunday for our Sunday Fun Day dinner, we're gonna do it on Facebook Live just to see how different a viewership we get compared to with Twitch. But I'm definitely gonna stay with Twitch Monday through Thursdays because I want to build a good following on here. I know it might take a little bit because most people are just gamers, but I'm willing to work for it. I'm ready. I see you 4 viewers. Someone say what's up. I want you guys to meet each other. Okay. It's 4 o'clock almost. Well, my time. This might be a shorter stream today. I don't know. Let's do this. Let's do this. That big cast iron pan, that's what we're gonna do the Brussels sprouts in. It's amazing. So the lid, like, I don't know if you guys use cast irons at all. These little things on the lid, like, that's where the steam drops off into the food that you're cooking, and it just cooks it perfectly. There's a reason why they're so expensive, but they're an amazing investment. If I could, I would cook everything in cast iron. Holy, that already smells amazing. I think I have to try it. I have to. For anyone new in the show today, we're making a chicken Massaman curry with jasmine rice and maple glazed Brussels sprouts. We just finished putting our curry together about 10 minutes ago. I just want to taste it to see how it's going right now. That's amazing. That's gonna be really good. I haven't even added salt and it already tastes good. Okay, rice. Whatever pot you're using, turn it on like medium high. And you notice that I have no water, no rice in the pot yet. Like, very untraditional of how you're starting this. It's almost gonna be like a risotto, I guess, except we're not just gonna keep stirring it. We're gonna toast the rice and then get our pan really hot, pour the water in, and it's gonna bubble like crazy and like create all these little funnels through the rice. We're not gonna stir it at all. And those little funnels are gonna be what makes the rice really nice and fluffy in the end. You'll see, I'll show you them. They'll look like little anthills coming out through the rice. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna learn something new. I'm just gonna put a couple things away while I wait for this pot to heat up. Don't mind me. I always like to clean as I go, and then you're not stuck doing a million things after you're done cooking. All of my 4 o'clock people, I love seeing you in here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I did not think I would get this many viewers, so thank you guys. Okay, pan's pretty hot. We're gonna pour the rice in. Let that heat up a bit, and we can pour the water while we wait. I'll be doing 4 cups of water for my 2 cups of rice. My little wooden spoon here. What is this? Sometimes you might have a little brown rice kernel. Just toss that out, because that's gonna get super hard. So you're gonna see your rice start to turn color from translucent to more of a solid white color. Just keep tossing that around until, let's say 3/4 of it is really nice white in color. I'll show you the kernels in like 30 seconds. You could toast it with any oil you want as well, but our curry is rich enough today that I wanted to keep the rice just rice. I hope you can see that. See how some are like really white and some just look like regular rice kernels? Keep going. Somebody's home. Go, go, go. Looking good. Show you guys again. Now it's like really white. We're almost there. And then before you put the water in, kind of spread your rice out so it's a nice even layer on the bottom of the pot, because we're not going to stir it again. You should like hear this crazy sizzle. And then keep your heat on high as you bring it up to a boil. And we're just going to cover that. And now we wait. I may take a break in the stream just while I wait for dinner to be ready, because I don't want to cook the Brussels sprouts like an hour ahead of time. Then they'll just turn out gross and mushy. Nothing holds that long. So far, so good though. Huh? Smells good. Mom says it smells good. I second that. Just wait till you taste it. Is anyone doing anything fun today? Rice is just starting to boil. And we're gonna keep it at that heavy boil the whole time. That's how you get your really fluffy rice. You don't want to turn it down and simmer it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'll let you try the curry. Super good already. I'm feeding my people curry already. There's no salt even in it yet. Super good, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see the rice, how it looks right now? You can come in. It's
No, I
fine.
don't want to come in.
There's only 4 people. I don't know who they are. They don't know who you are. It's okay.
Putting my head.
We're cooking with Kate. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see you were back, Zorist. That's hilarious. Look at crazy, hey?
Yeah, I would never have kept it at 6.
Yeah.
And turned it down to 3.
I want to try and show you guys this rice right now. It's just like crazy. So it's like creeping up the side of the pot. Like that's how it's boiling. And that's what's gonna keep it super fluffy. Gotta put that back on. Stay hydrated always. I'm using a jasmine rice. I find that it works a lot better for this style. The grains are longer. Basmati would work just the same though, because that's what the Indian cuisine always uses, so that would be fine as well. Another thing I like to do if I'm doing like an Indian rice is put some toasted cumin into it. Turns out really nice. I was showing them stuff.
Just your head's cut off.
I'm gonna cover this now. I can hear the bottom of the pot start to sizzle. And just in case some of the top kernels aren't cooked, I'm just gonna let that steam a little bit before we take it off. because I love stirring the pot, I'm just gonna stir this. It's already getting more thick. And it hasn't even boiled or reduced or done anything yet. Rice is done. Shut it off and keep the lid on. So it's pretty flat in the pot right now. You'll see after you take the lid off, probably, let's say 5 to 8 minutes, it'll like double in size almost. And all of the kernels will be separated. Jira bat. That's the rice. So I may have gone carried away talking and forgot to add the other 2 cups of water in the rice. So let's see how it goes from here. Chefs can make mistakes too, right? The pot should still be hot enough that it'll just keep boiling. I'm not scared. What did I say earlier? You have to make mistakes to learn from them. Nice. 4 months in India. That'd be a blast. Was there lots of vegetarian food? You can see the chat if you watch it.
Oh, that's okay.
Mom is in the background in the audience, so I'm talking to her too. Don't mind me. Did you have a good run?
So nice out. You're basically done, hey?
Maybe by the time my rice is cooked, I'll start the Brussels sprouts. We'll see. Maybe it was meant to be. I don't get the break today that I thought I would. And that's okay. I wanted to do like 2 to 3 hours straight per day and see how it went from there. Boiling again. We're gonna be okay. It's not like I forgot to put a certain amount of rice in. I just forgot some of the liquid. So it's still gonna cook all the same. It just may take a little bit longer. I'm gonna uncover it now because it's already boiling again. And I said I didn't want to over steam it and make it mushy. So now I have to really pay attention. What are you planning to make for dinner tonight? Just rinsing off some dishes while I wait. I don't like standing around. Well, tomorrow then. I guess it is 12 a.m. there. You guys, the rice is gonna turn out. It's working. I think I forgot the water because I'm just used to like having like a way bigger measuring cup than this in a kitchen. I just pour it all in at once, right? Bacalhau. I had some Portuguese friends growing up, so I know a little bit about their cuisine, but not too much. We're almost there. It's still fluffing. We're good. I've definitely never cooked with bacalhau in a restaurant or anything like that, so I'll have to try it. I'm sure I can easily get my hands on it somewhere here, since I'm right by the ocean. Or maybe I'll have to try making it myself. Also, just a heads up, if you guys ever miss me on here, my username is Cook with Kate all the way across on my social media accounts if you want to find me there. I'm pretty active on Instagram and Facebook, and that's where you can get me to send you recipes of stuff that I make, or if you have any questions. Rice is almost there. So Rift, I'm going to find you right now on Twitch. Oh, you don't actually have a channel yet. Couple mins. Close that for now. You guys like how many like spices and stuff we have? It's very nice to see that I have 6 people cooking with me today. Even if you're not cooking, I hope that I can teach you something or inspire you to create a new meal for your family or friends. And also, all of my videos will be saved on Twitch for 2 weeks after if you ever want to go back and see what I made or how I made it. And I think I'll be posting them onto YouTube as well, so they'll be there forever. I can hear the rice like just starting to pop on the bottom of the pan. That's when you know it's almost done. I can hear the rice like just starting to pop on the bottom. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys how it looks. That was really bad noise. So see how fluffy it got? It's like creeping up the side of the pot. So now I'm gonna cover it because it should be done. And then the kernels will start to pull apart from themselves. That's my favorite way to make the rice. Should I taste the curry one more time? What do we have? 4:15. There's a really nice anise flavor in it, I have to say. It's not overpowering, but that's definitely the first flavor that you get, and then all of the spices after that. And then once we put the chopped roasted peanuts on top, that's what makes it really, really good. So I think I'm gonna take a break until 5:30 and then come back and start the Brussels sprouts after that. I don't know if you guys will be around still, but that's gonna be my plan. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much for watching so far. At least you learned how to make the curry and the rice, because Brussels sprouts aren't that hard to make. Okay, see you soon.